ముత్తవరపు వెంకటేశ్వరరావు కాలేజ్ ఆఫ్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ అండ్ టెక్నాలజీ 2008 లో స్థాపించిన కళాశాలలో MBA, NAC A గ్రేడ్ మరియు ISO సర్టిఫికేషన్ సాధించిన మొట్టమొదటి కళాశాల శ్రీ ముత్తవరపు వెంకటేశ్వరరావు కాలేజ్ ఆఫ్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ అండ్ టెక్నాలజీ.
Welcome to MVR College of Engineering and Technology. Okay, one of the suggestion from me as a faculty, HOD from Department of Computer Science Engineering, not only CSE, all the department students. Okay, make videos of duration at least 5 minutes. Okay, what videos we will make? ఏ వీడియోస్ తయారు చేయాలి, ఏ సబ్జెక్ట్ అయినా తయారు చేయొచ్చు. మీకు నచ్చిన సి ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ అయితే సి ప్రోగ్రామింగ్, మ్యాథమెటిక్స్ లేదన్న ఒక డెఫినేషన్ తీసుకుంటే ఒక డెఫినేషన్, నాట్ మోర్ దాన్ 30 minutes 40 minutes లైక్ ఏ లెక్చరర్, జస్ట్ 5 minutes వీడియో ఆర్ ఎనీథింగ్ వాట్ ఎవర్ యూ విష్. ఓకే, మేక్ ఏ వీడియో ఆఫ్ 5 minutes. మీరు కనుక 5 minutes వీడియో తయారు చేయలేకపోతున్నాను అంటే కనుక 3 reasons ఉంటాయి. ఏంటి? ఫస్ట్ రీజన్ ఏంటంటే మీరు చాలా బిజీగా ఉన్నారు. ఓకే, చాలా బిజీ, మీకు వీడియోస్ చేసే టైం కూడా లేదు. ఓకే, పద్దాక ఆన్లైన్ క్లాసులు 24 hours ఆన్లైన్ క్లాసెస్ వింటూ ఉన్నారు, ఇంకో వర్క్ చూస్తూ ఉన్నారు, ఇంకోటి చేస్తూ ఉన్నారు. ఓకే, చాలా బిజీ. ఎంత బిజీగా ఉన్నా సరే రేపు ఇంటర్వ్యూకి మీకు కనుక ఇప్పటి నుంచి కనుక ఇది అలవాటు చేసుకుంటే, ఓకే, చిన్న వీడియోస్ చేసి యూట్యూబ్లో మీ ఛానల్లో పోస్ట్ చేయడం అలవాటు చేస్తే కనుక రేపు మీరు కనుక ఇంటర్వ్యూకి వెళ్తే కనుక మీకంటే ముందు మీరు చేసిన వీడియోసే ఎక్కువ మాట్లాడతాయి. ఓకే, they will recognize he is a person so and so doing this work like that. They will recognize these videos. Okay, first, okay, your identity will be increased whenever if you will go outside means others will see means they will easily identify you. Just your recognition will be more if you prepare. This is not a part of your job, this is a part of your life. Okay, making this one as part of your life. Second one, ఓకే, నాకు చేయాలని ఉంది, వీడియో చేయాలనే ఉంది. ఓకే, నాకు దగ్గర టాపిక్ ఉంది, మంచి కాంటెంట్ ఉంది, కానీ నేను చేయటానికి రీసోర్సెస్ లేవు. ఐ డోంట్ నో హౌ టు ప్రిపేర్ ఏ. సెకండ్ రీజన్, నాకు ఎలా ప్రిపేర్ చేయాలో తెలియదు. పుట్టిన ప్రతి బేబీకి ఫస్ట్లోనే వీడియో ఎలా తయారు చేయాలనే రాదు. జస్ట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఏ లెర్నబుల్ స్కిల్. జస్ట్ ఇఫ్ యూ లెర్న్ 2 or 3 days, you can easily know what softwares you are using. In YouTube also how to make videos means number of channels is there. Okay, just it is a learnable skill. If you learn 2 or 3 days means, okay, you will acquire this skill. Okay, how to prepare videos. Next, third one, videos చేయలేకపోవటానికి కారణం ఏంటంటే, నెక్స్ట్ థర్డ్ రీజన్ బద్ధకం. నాకెందుకులే, ఏదో ఒకటి చూద్దాం, ఈరోజు గడిస్తే చాలు, జస్ట్ లేజినెస్. ఓకే, ఇఫ్ యూ ఓవర్కమ్ దీస్ 3 problems, you can easily make videos. Okay, if you prepare videos of a 5 minutes duration or any topic, if you forward those videos to your HOD means we will arrange that video can be played during the lectures at the time of online classes. Okay, I am expecting at least some of you may prepare videos concerned your subjects or anything, any others or any innovative things, and send to your HOD. Not only HOD, in post in your YouTube channel, give that link to HOD. HOD will take live stream to all other students of our college or your branch basing on the type of your video. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.
Good morning, students. In the last class, so we have discussed about the introduction of the subject, and today we are going to start our subject. So first, going into the subject, we are discussing, first of all, we are going to discuss about operational amplifier. So here, it is the block diagram of operational amplifier. This block diagram consists of 4 blocks. So in this diagram, you can see here. So here you can see, these are the 4 blocks. In this block diagram, you can see, these are the 4 blocks. In this is the input stage. So you can see this is the input stage, intermediate stage, buffer or level shifter stage, and output stage. So these 4 blocks, op-amp consists of these 4 blocks. So input stage and intermediate stage constitutes differential amplifiers, so which are direct coupled high gain amplifiers. So input stage and This intermediate stage consists of differential amplifiers. So we have taken the differential amplifiers, and the third stage is buffer and level shifter. So we know that buffer is a circuit which produces the output which is equal to the input. Nothing but simply we can say that is unity gain follower. So this maintains the DC level. Buffer or level shifter maintains the DC level of the signal. So to make the DC level or to maintain the DC level, to make the DC level 0 or to maintain the DC level, we are going to use this level shifter. So generally emitter follower circuit. Generally emitter follower circuit is used as a level shifter. So here you can see this is the level shifter. So emitter follower, which is nothing but we can say that common collector amplifier. Emitter follower is nothing but a common collector amplifier. So the first two stages constitutes of differential amplifier, and the third stage constitutes of emitter follower. So which maintains the DC level. And finally the output stage. So the output stage here is a amplifier. It is also an amplifier, that is a power amplifier. So here we are using, in this op amp we are using class B push-pull amplifier. Class B push-pull amplifier, which is having high output voltage and high current swing, low power dissipation, and it is also used for short circuit protection. So these are the four main blocks of the operational amplifier. So first we know that the first stage is a differential amplifier. So first we are going to discuss about the differential amplifier. So what is a differential amplifier and what are different types of differential amplifiers we are going to see. So what are the parameters we are going to discuss here regarding differential amplifier. So now we are going to see that. We are going to study about the differential amplifier. So we are going to study stage by stage, that is input stage, intermediate stage, buffer or level shifter stage, and the output stage in our first chapter. So first we are going for the basic differential amplifier. So basic differential amplifier. Here you can see the basic differential amplifier. So here you can see the basic differential amplifier. So here for a differential amplifier, we are having two inputs. So that means two signals we are going to give for differential amplifier, that is V1 and V2. And this differential amplifier is going to produce an output voltage V0 such that the V0 is proportional to the difference between two input voltages. So see here, we can see that, we can observe that here the equation is written here. So V0 is directly proportional to V1 minus V2. So we can see here V1 minus V2. V0 is equal to AD into V1 minus V2. So here V1 is non-inverting input and V2 is inverting input. So AD is nothing but the differential gain. AD is nothing but the differential gain. So output voltage is equal to, that is finally the output voltage is equal to, so we are going to write it as AD differential gain into differential voltage. So here we are going to take V1 minus V2 as VD. So the difference between V1 minus V2 is going to considered as difference voltage. So we are going to consider it as difference voltage. So we are going to obtain that V0 output voltage of a differential amplifier is equal to AD into VD. AD into VD. If V1 is equal to 0, we can see here output voltage is equal to minus AD into V2. If V2 is equal to 0, output voltage is equal to AD into V1. So this is how we are getting the output voltage. And from this, we can write that differential gain is equal to output voltage divided by differential voltage. So we'll get the differential gain. That is AD is equal to, so in logarithmic form, we can write it as 20 log AD in dB, decibels. So this is how we are going to define the differential gain. So for an operational amplifier, so we are going to consider mainly three concepts, that is differential gain, common mode gain, and CMRR. So next we are going to discuss about the common mode gain. In the differential gain, going back to the differential gain, here two inputs are given, that is two input signals are given, that is 180 degrees out of phase. So here coming to the common mode gain, here the input voltages are equal. Both the input voltages which we are giving are equal, and in the same phase we are going to give it to a differential amplifier. So when both the input voltages are equal, as we know that output voltage is proportional to the difference between two input voltages. So when both input voltages are equal in magnitude and as well as in same phase, then the output voltage ideally must be zero. But practically, the output voltage may not be zero. So there will be some output voltage. So output voltage may not be zero. That depends upon different. We are going to consider different circuits in op amp. So I have said that differential amplifier. So in the differential amplifier, we are considering different types of transistors. So we are using bipolar junction transistors, as well as we are going to use field effect transistors also, or MOSFETs. Hmm? So because of using different types of devices, there may be a common mode voltage. That is, the output voltage, if the two input voltages are equal, output voltage may not be zero. So there will be some output voltage, but practically this may not occur. But it may not, it doesn't want to be occur for us. So to understand this concept, we are going to consider this difference that is common mode voltage also. So we are going to take the common mode voltage, that is VC, common mode signal, that is nothing but, so it is VC is nothing but the average of two input voltages. So here average of the input voltages, that is V1 plus V2 by 2. So here the common mode gain, because of that we are going to obtain a common mode gain. So we can observe that common mode gain. So here common mode signal, that the gain that is obtained by the amplifier using the common mode signal, that is common signal given to the two inputs, that is V0 is equal to AC into VC. VC is common mode voltage, which we have seen here, that is VC is equal to V1 plus V2 by 2. And coming to this, V0 is equal to AC into VC. So the output of differential amplifier is nothing but the combination of common mode voltage, that is output voltage, final output voltage is equal to the differential voltage. It is a product of differential voltage and differential gain plus product of common mode voltage and common mode gain. So common mode, mainly here we can observe that common mode is due to the mismatch of components in the internal circuits. So why this common mode is occurring? That's due to the mismatch of components in the internal circuits. Generally, the common mode gain is very small, and differential gain is very large. So we don't need this common mode gain. So we want to eliminate this common mode gain. Maximum we need only the differential gain. So for that, we are going to consider now, that is CMRR, another concept, that is CMRR. CMRR is nothing but the common mode rejection ratio. CMRR is nothing but common mode rejection ratio, and it is denoted with a symbol rho. So it is nothing but the ability of an operational amplifier, the ability of a differential amplifier to reject a common mode signal. So here we don't need this common mode signal. That is, common mode gain must be zero. Common mode, the output voltage when common signal is given must be zero. We don't need this. So this CMRR provides that the ability of a differential amplifier to reject a common mode signal is nothing but the CMRR. CMRR can be written as it is the ratio of differential gain to the common mode gain. It is the ratio of differential gain to the common mode gain. And here you can see from this equation, you can observe that AD must be greater than AC. So we can say that AD must be high when compared with AC. So we can say that common mode rejection ratio must be also high. So we have to keep this common mode rejection ratio high. So to eliminate that common mode signal. So V0 is equal to AD into VD plus AC into VC. We know that. And from that we can see here AD into VD plus AC into VC by AD into VD. So we are going to take it common, AD into VD, and here we can say that AD into VD 1 plus 1 by AD by AC, VC by VD. So we know that already, we know that AD by AC is nothing but CMRR. So output voltage is equal to AD into VD plus 1 plus 1 by CMRR PC by VD. So on this we are going to see a small problem such that V1 is equal to this is about CMRR. V1 is equal to 300 microvolts and V2 is equal to 240 microvolts, and AD we are going to consider as 5000 and CMRR 100 and 10 power 5. We are going to consider here CMRR two values. So and find V0. So he has given to find V0. So here we know that AC is equal to AD by CMRR. That is equal to 500. 5000 divided by 100. That is 50. So VD is equal to V1 minus V2. That is V1 is 300 and 240. 300 minus 240, that is 60 microvolts. So we know that V0 is equal to AD into VD plus AC into VC. Okay. From that we will obtain the output voltage. So here VC is equal to, so to obtain VC, so VC is equal to, we know that we have already studied that VD is the difference between two input voltages, whereas VC is average of two input voltages. So we can observe that by this we can find the value of V0. So this is a small problem. So this is about the basic differential amplifier. So the main concepts we are going to discuss in this differential amplifier is differential gain, common mode gain, and common mode rejection ratio. So differential gain is AD, which is equal to which is the ratio of output voltage to the difference voltage, and common mode gain is AC, which is nothing but the ratio of output voltage to the common mode voltage. And coming to CMRR, it is nothing but it is the ratio of common differential gain to the common mode gain. So now coming to differential amplifier, now we are going for transistorized differential amplifier. So how this differential amplifier can be obtained by using this transistors, that is bipolar junction transistors. So here you can see the two emitters. Here you can see the two emitter configurations. So this is the base terminal, this is the collector terminal, and this is the emitter terminal. Here the collector terminal is connected to plus VCC through a resistor, that is RC1, and the emitter terminal is connected to minus VEE through a emitter resistor RE1. and the base terminal. So here we are going to consider common emitter configuration, that is base terminal we are going to consider as input terminal. So this is one arm of differential amplifier, and another arm consists the same parameters. So see here, same thing, Q2, second transistor. So here we are going to consider two transistors, that is Q1 and Q2 must be having the identical characteristics. So same. So we are going to combine these two. So here you can see that we are going to combine these two circuits. So here you can see that when these two circuits are combined, so here you can see that VCC is given to the collector of Q1 as well as Q2 through RC. So here we are going to consider RC1 and RC2 should be equal to a single resistor, that is RC, equal, that is RC, and two emitter resistors are combined. Two emitter resistors are combined, so which becomes a parallel combination. RE1 is in parallel with RE2, and that parallel combination equivalent resistor is connected to minus VEE. And then we are going to give the two signals VS1 to the base of Q1 through a source resistor RS. This is a small resistor, that is internal resistance. We can consider it as internal resistance, that is RS. Small resistor that is connected to the base one of Q1 transistor. And the second signal is given to the base of Q2 transistor through RS. And RS and RS are having the same values. So this is the differential amplifier, BJT differential amplifier. And here we are going to take output between two collectors. So collectors of two BJTs, we can see that. Collector of Q1 and collector of Q2. So this is the circuit, that is differential amplifier circuit, which produces a balanced output. So balanced output means here we are going to take output between two collector terminals. Two collector terminals. Here you can see that balanced output. So if it is taken between one of the collector terminal, that is either Q1 transistor collector and to the ground, then it is called as unbalanced output. So we can take either at the collector of Q1 transistor or at the collector of Q2 transistor and to the ground. So when we are taking between collector terminal and the ground, then it is considered as unbalanced output. When we are taking between two collectors, that is called as balanced output. So based upon this, these are divided into four configurations. That is four configurations: dual input, balanced output, four configurations. So see here, you can I will explain here itself. So you can see here dual input. Dual input means we are applying two inputs. Balanced output. So this is a dual input. We are giving the two input signals, that is VS1 and VS2, and we are going to take output between two collectors. So here we can say this configuration as dual input balanced output configuration. And another one is there dual input unbalanced output. So dual input unbalanced output means we are going to consider a single output. That means we are going to take output at the collector and to the ground, terminal. So one of the terminal is connected to the collector, either it may be to the Q1 or it may be to the Q2 collector. any one of those. So if you are giving two input signals and you are going to take a output at the one of the collector of one of the transistors, then it is considered as unbalanced output. Dual input, unbalanced output. And the third one is single input balanced output. Here we are going to give only the single input signal. So we are going to give only VS1 or either VS1 or VS2, and we are going to take balanced output. We are going to give single input and we are going to take output between two collectors. Then it is called single input balanced output. This is the third type of configuration. And fourth type of configuration, so we are going to consider here fourth type of configuration as single input unbalanced output. That means we are going to give only the single input, and that is unbalanced. Single input, unbalanced output. So we are going to take output at any one of the collector. Here, so see here, here we can see the four configurations what I have told to you now. So see here, so this is dual input balanced output. So we are going to take output between two collectors, and here you can see dual input unbalanced output. We are going to take the output between collector terminal and to the ground. Okay, and coming to here, you can see this is single input while other input is grounded. Single input balanced output. So see here, balanced output means output we are going to take between two collector terminals. Output we are going to consider between two collector terminals. And the last one is single input unbalanced output. So see here, single input unbalanced output. So here we are going to give only the single input and unbalanced. Unbalanced means we are not taking between two collectors. We are going to take at one collector terminal and to the ground. So these are the four configurations what we have discussed now. So dual input balanced output, dual input unbalanced output, single input balanced output, single input unbalanced output. So these are the four configurations. So we can see here. So this is the today's class. Thank you, students.